$7,126. One of the biggest hurdles that you'll face when booking any vacation really, but especially a theme park vacation, is they can be really expensive. Everything from merchandise, food, hotels, the tickets, it's all really pricey. One of our missions here on this channel is to try to make Universal and the other theme parks more accessible to more people. So what we've done here is we have compiled a list of our ultimate money-saving tips, and we're going to share them with you in this video.
There are three main areas where you're going to spend the majority of your money on a Universal vacation, and that's on your hotel, your theme park tickets, and on your food. So we're going to break this video up into those three main categories. Of course, you're also going to have travel expenses associated with this vacation, but it's too hard for us to generalize tips for travel because some people are driving, some people are flying, you're coming from all around the country or even the world, but we can guarantee that once you get to the parks, these tips are gonna help you save money. We're huge proponents of staying on site at Universal, and unless you have like family members in the area where you can stay for free, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a hotel that's cheaper than one of Universal's value hotels. For example, the Endless Summer Resort has standard rooms that start at $91 per night, and their 2-bedroom suites start at just $136 per night. Plus, on top of all that convenience, you're also gonna save yourself time and even money with some of their incredible benefits like complimentary transportation to and from your resort. But even if you're not staying on property, the rest of these tips are going to help make sure you get the best rate possible. Our biggest tip for hotels is to book early. A lot of people, when they start thinking about going to Universal, there's a lot of factors that they're not completely sure about. Maybe you're not 100% sure on your dates or how many people are coming or how many rooms you're gonna need. So our biggest suggestion is to go ahead and make those reservations. And the great thing about Universal is their cancellation policy. With all of their on-site hotels, you have until 6 days before your date to cancel your reservation and get all of your money back. So worst case scenario, you go ahead and make that reservation and you lock in those lower rates. And then if something falls through or you need to change your dates, all you have to do is call and you can get your entire deposit back.
Another suggestion with the hotels is to check back on that price pretty often. Yeah, typically the price increases as you get closer to that date, but that's not always the case. We recently had a trip that ended up not working out, but 3 or 4 days prior to that trip, the price of the hotel room dropped between $100 and $150 per night, which would have saved us a lot of money on that short little 3-day vacation. And if that happens to you, all you have to do is call Universal and they'll take care of it for you.
Another way to save yourself some money is to strategically pick the time of year that you go. Like we mentioned, as more people book rooms at the hotels, those hotel rates are going to go up. So it's simple supply and demand. If you visit the parks during a slower time of the year, you're gonna spend less money on your hotel room. And if you're wondering when the slower times of the year are, it basically follows school schedules. If kids are in school, that means that fewer families are taking vacations and there are going to be fewer people in the parks.
Yeah, I made a little rhyme that embodies this statement, and it goes, when kids are in school, wait times are lower and you're going to pay less money for your hotel room.
Some of the historically slower times of the year are going to be January and February. The middle of April to the middle of May isn't bad either. And then most of September and parts of November are also going to be good times to visit. When booking your room, you'll also want to be aware of any discounts that you might qualify for. For example, Universal offers a military discount to any military members or their family. They also offer a Florida resident rate, so if you can prove that you live in Florida, you can get a cheaper rate that way too. Also, we've heard that there are certain travel programs like AAA that you can get a discount through at certain times of the year. And of course, if you're a pass holder, there's always the potential of getting a pass holder rate when staying on site. If you're not staying on site, a lot of hotels offer state rate discounts for state employees. And of course, there are all sorts of credit cards that accumulate travel points or give you access to certain discounts as well. Okay, now that you know all of our hotel secrets,
most of them,
we're gonna move on and talk about how you can save money on your tickets. This is one of the biggest costs associated with a theme park vacation, and if you're not careful, you can spend way more money than you have to on your tickets. Our biggest suggestion, if you're trying to visit Universal on the tightest of budgets, is to consider foregoing the park-to-park passes. The only real benefit of the park-to-park option is that you get access to the Hogwarts Express, where you can ride the train back and forth between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, this might not work for you, but it can save you somewhere between $20 and $50 per ticket, depending on how many days you're visiting the parks.
Another thing to consider with the tickets is whether or not Volcano Bay is worth it to you. Now, we're not telling you not to visit Volcano Bay because we absolutely love it. It's probably our favorite water park and we can't wait to go back and visit. But adding Volcano Bay to your tickets is going to be a minimum of $20 or $50 more. And if you're doing Universal on a budget, you're probably short on time, and Volcano Bay is something that takes all day, so that is definitely something to consider.
We mentioned checking back on your hotel rates to see if that price has dropped, and you need to do the same thing with your tickets. Universal runs promotions on their tickets from time to time that can save you a ton of money. For example, at the time of filming this, Universal is currently running a deal where you can buy a 3-day 2-park ticket and get 2 days free. So just like with the hotel rates, if you check back and see that there is a promotion that's going to be better for you, all you have to do is call Universal and they'll be more than happy to help you update your reservation. Another secret for tickets that so many people just gloss over is considering an annual pass. If you're visiting the parks for more than 3 days, a 2-park seasonal pass is going to cost about the same as your multi-day ticket, and it gets you access to the parks for an entire year. Plus, the annual passes come with awesome benefits that the regular tickets don't, like up to a 30% discount on your on-site hotels. So not only could you save money on your ticket, but you now have the potential to save money on your hotel as well, which is compounding your savings. Now, you do need to be aware of pass holder blockout dates, but if you're following our advice and visiting the parks during the slower time of the year, that shouldn't be a problem because the blockout dates coincide with the busy season. Tickets are another area where you can potentially qualify for a discount as well. Active duty and retired military service members qualify for a special kind of annual pass called the Freedom Pass, which can save you so much money. And like we mentioned earlier, if you live in Florida, you're in luck because you can get discounts on multi-day tickets and annual passes alike. But we have now made it to our favorite part of the video because we get to talk about
Butterbeer.
food in general, which includes butterbeer. But before we do that, before we divulge all of our money-saving food tips and tricks, if you're enjoying this video, if you would give it a thumbs up. We talk about all things theme parks here, so if that's something you're interested in, you can hit that subscribe button as well. Our number one tip is to get yourself a Coke Freestyle cup. I'll never forget on our first trip that we took together to the parks,
It was hot.
we had no idea that the Freestyle cups existed, and we spent a fortune on drinks that day. We literally spent like $100 on water and Powerade when we could have spent $17 on a Freestyle cup and gotten as much lemonade, Powerade, Coke, water, you name it, that we wanted for the entire day. Also, with the Freestyle cups, there are a lot of people that don't realize that you can reactivate those cups.
Yeah.
So you can bring it back on subsequent days of your trip or even on future Universal trips, and you only have to pay $11 to reactivate it.
Yeah, we've gotten a few comments that were like, oh, you can just reactivate it because they were just buying a new cup every day, which you will still save money doing, but then you wind up like us and you just have like an entire cabinet that is dedicated to Freestyle cups. And also another thing is you can share them. Like, sure, you can each have one, like Anna and I could each buy our own, but then we have to carry both of them, and that's just the worst.
Another thing that we didn't really realize on that first trip is that you can get free water pretty much anywhere at Universal. If you bring your own cup with you, you can get free ice and water at all of those Freestyle machines. And if you forget your cup at home, you can get a cup of water at literally any of the food and drink locations throughout the parks.
Yeah, and you can also just go get a butterbeer, and when you finish that, you can use that cup and get you some refills of water. And if you're lucky, you'll have some butterbeer residue, and that water will taste a little bit like butterbeer. It's like multiplying.
But I guess that's the ultimate budget tip, is just to drink nothing but water, because it is completely free. Unfortunately, Universal has done away with their dining plans, so you can't really prepay for your meals anymore. But what you can do is get on Universal's mobile app, and you can check out some of their food options and plan some of your meals ahead of time. You can see what options are going to get you the most food for your money. For example, the jacket potatoes in Universal Studios are a great filling meal, and they all come in under $10.
Yeah, and you can even bring your own food into the parks. The last time that we were there, we saw a family handing out like deli sandwiches out of a lunchbox, which is a great idea. Something you could do is perhaps go to Subway and get you like 4 or 5 footlongs and then just eat on those throughout the day. I have a cold cut combo every single day. Subway, eat fresh.
There are some potential food discounts that you need to be aware of as well. The Premier and the Preferred Pass holders get a 10 to 15% discount off of pretty much all of the locations in the parks and at City Walk as well. And if you have a Power Pass or a Seasonal Pass, you can get some discounts at some of the restaurants at the on-site hotels. If you're not sure if your particular pass gets a discount at a specific location, just ask a team member and they're always happy to help you figure that out. But Universal also runs some deals from time to time too. For example, for Mardi Gras this year, they're selling food and beverage cards at a discounted price. So this is basically just a gift card that you can buy for food and drinks. But like I said, they are selling it at a discount, and these cards don't expire, and there's no limit to how many of them you can purchase. Theme parks are notorious for selling overpriced food, but if you're smart about your decisions and you plan ahead a little bit, you can find some ways to save yourself some money.
And you can always go to Subway. Subway, eat fresh. $7,126. That is the price that my friend was quoted when he tried to book his first Universal Orlando vacation. But after using some of the tips and tricks that we talked about in this video, we were able to get that price to under $3,300. But with that, we are going to end today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know, where's the place that you can eat fresh?
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. Subway.